WDXE News, on the air since 1951. This is The Legend. 105.3, 95.3, WDXE.
Yes, indeed, that's us. It's time for Friends and Neighbors Hour, brought to you by Hood Company, powered by Keller Williams. And my guest today for Friends and Neighbors Hour is a friend of mine for a long, long time, Miss Sarah Simbeck. How are you?
I'm fine.
Well, scoot up just a little bit there.
Okay.
Yeah. You pull the mic towards you. That'll work.
Okay.
How about that?
It.
Well, how are you this morning?
I'm good.
Well, you're looking good. Yeah.
I was up at 3 o'clock this morning.
Up at 3. Does it take you that long to get ready?
No, I'm watching TV.
You Now, what do you watch that early in the morning?
Westerns.
Westerns. Are
I
you?
got hooked on them while my daughter-in-law was with me.
Yeah. Well, now what westerns are on at 3 o'clock in the morning?
All of them.
All.
Every one of them. But then there's another channel that's
Yeah.
got a lot of westerns on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like to watch them.
I do too. I do too. But I'm not watching them at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you'll have to catch us all up on that here in a bit.
Yeah.
But you know what? I know you've probably listened to some of our shows.
Oh, I do.
We do here. And of course, you've been a long time listener to WDXE.
Yep.
And WDXE's been on the air, I think, since 60 years.
Yeah.
Something like
when
that.
When Elrod and him was here.
Oh, yeah, way back.
Man.
All the way back. Even before Elrod, probably.
Yeah.
I remember, of course, we all do remember growing up listening to the old WDXE that was on for so long. But I'm bringing that up because you brought to church to me the other day.
I did.
You brought me an old shirt. I don't know how long you've had this.
I've had it a long time.
But I don't think you've ever worn it.
No,
but it's an old WDXC shirt, and it's got Ronnie and Elrod's signatures on there, I guess.
Yeah.
And of course, they were the longtime morning show,
Yeah.
and they were kind of the reason that I got to do this.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I'm keeping it here in the studio. Even though we're in a fairly new studio, they're gonna move us yet again eventually to even a bigger studio.
You need a bigger one, don't you?
And I think that's in the works, in the plans. I don't know how the timing of that. But this would be a good part. We may hang this up somewhere in the studio.
Well, that'd be great.
I'm going to ask Charlotte if she want to do that. I think she might. So
Yeah.
that's kind of neat.
That other one, I thought Moore had put his signature on it, but he didn't. I don't even remember getting that. But I just left my card on
the other one I took home.
Yeah,
I
that's
took
fine.
it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that one right there, I think is going to be neat.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be neat in here.
Yeah.
Well, listen, this show's about having my guest on and learning a lot about them and their history, their background, and where they came from, who their mom and daddy was, all that. That used to be a question when you'd meet. So, who's your mama? You remember that?
Yeah.
Well, who's
Yeah,
your mama?
who's your mama?
Who's your daddy? All that. So, what I'd like, even though as long as I've known you, I don't know your history way back,
Hey, you'll go some long years back.
Some long years back?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell me about your childhood and how you grew up and where you grew up, your mom and dad, what were they like?
Well, my dad was a farmer,
Yeah.
and he was raised in Giles County.
Yeah.
And my mother was raised in Appleton.
Appleton. Okay.
She was a hood. Had a
She was a thing like I remember you being you talking about.
she was a hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your mom's maiden name was Hood.
Uh-huh.
How about
Yeah.
that?
And I had 7 brothers
Oh wow.
and me.
You were the only girl?
Uh-huh.
7 brothers and you.
Yeah.
Now were you the youngest?
No, well, I was next to the youngest because my youngest brother, he died when he was 7.
Yeah.
But I got a twin brother. He brags about being 15 minutes older than me.
Now what was your maiden name? What was your dad's name?
Russell.
Russell. Last name?
Russell.
Russell. Last name
Yeah.
Russell. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking the first name.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were Russells.
Yep.
And now for those folks that would like to know, can you name your brothers?
Well, James, he lived in Murfreesboro, and he passed away several years back.
Okay.
And then I had a brother killed in service.
Uh-huh.
His name was Wilton, and he got killed back in the about 48 or 49. And,
Okay. His name was Wilton?
Uh-huh.
Wilton Russell.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then I got a brother that just passed away about 3 or 4 years ago, Donnie Russell.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my twin brother now lives in Smithville. And then my little brother, he was
Now, what's your twin brother's name?
Robert.
Robert.
We call him Bob.
All right, and that's right. You're a twin.
Yeah, yeah. And then my little brother, he was 7 when he passed away.
Oh.
Back in 52.
Oh.
No, he was born in 52.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he was 7 years old then when he passed away.
Oh.
He had stomach cancer.
Oh my. That would have been a hard time.
Oh, it was.
I'm sure.
Yeah. He
I'm
thought
sure.
he was getting fat.
Oh. Well, bless him.
He'd say, Mom and Daddy tell me to eat
Oh.
so I get fat. And he was just, his
Yeah.
body was really swelled, but his arms and legs were just as skinny as they could be.
Oh me. Well, bless his heart.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. I know that must have been a very tough time.
Oh, it was. But you know, he didn't spend, he went to St. Thomas Hospital, and I think he was up there 2 or 3 days. They cut into him and then just had to sew him back up.
Oh, bless him.
So that's when he died.
Such a tough
but he
time.
wasn't going,
Yeah.
plumb up till then.
Oh. Now, now you said y'all were farmers, and I guess you worked the farm along with the rest of the family.
Oh, yeah.
As a young one.
Yeah,
Yeah, all of you did.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, was this down in the Appleton area? Or
No.
where was this?
This was at Deerfield.
At Deerfield.
Yeah, I was raised up at Deerfield.
Okay. Well, what part of Deerfield out there?
Right there on Hood Road, just as you turn on Hood Road.
This Hood name seems to be connected here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's the reason I asked you one time, are we kin folks?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And we may be somewhere way
Well,
back.
We were just distant to J. Robert.
Okay, distant to Giles. And we may have been too, but my family grew up over in Giles County. I mean, my dad's family was in Giles County.
Well, how about that?
How about that? So he grew up out there. My mother actually they were Giles County too. She graduated from Miner Hill High School.
Oh,
over
okay.
there. So they came from over that area
Yeah.
and settled here. Good deal. So life for you as a youngster. Now, did you go to school? Did you get to go to school?
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school?
We lived at Henryville for a while. We moved
Henryville.
out there when I was 9 months old.
All right.
And I started in kindergarten out there.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Gandy.
Okay.
And I went to Crockett, the old Crockett school.
The old Crockett School.
I
Okay.
think I went to Cruztown first.
Okay.
And then I went to Crockett. And then we moved from there to Deerfield. And I finished my schooling at Deerfield.
Okay. There was that back then. There were all the little community schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you remember some of your classmates from way back then?
At Deerfield, I do.
Do you?
Yeah. Several of them. Mary Alley, that's married to Dalton Alley. She
Yeah.
was we was real close friends.
Yeah.
We rode bicycles many, many miles together.
That's good.
Yeah.
I was making sure all my feeds are working like they're supposed to. They are. Very
And
good.
David Gallaher's mom and dad, they were some of my schoolmates.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. Good deal.
Kenneth and Glenda Gallaher.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now she passed away, 2 or 3 years ago, but
Yeah.
he's still living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what did you go all the way through school, all through high school?
Whenever I got through the 10th grade and I quit and took classes in Florence and got my GED.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you go immediately right then to take your classes?
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what were you doing after high school? What did you after you got your GED and all that? What did you do
I worked at shirt factory for a while.
here in Lawrenceburg? Okay.
And I worked for Elk and Duck.
Now, what's that?
That's just a little old, I don't know what you'd call it, but you helped a lot of people getting kids in that school over here before you get to the 43.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
they'd start when they're 3 years old.
How long did you work at the shirt factory?
I just worked there about a year.
Okay. There was a lot of people there. I guess.
Yeah.
I remember it still operating as a shirt factory. I was just a boy.
Yeah.
In fact,
Yeah.
I think my little league ball team was sponsored by the shirt factory. We were the Blue Shirts.
The blue shirts.
Yeah.
And then I worked at Murray for 4 or 5 years. Then I quit there and went to work at, well, it was Metal Fab when I went to work up there at Dura. And I worked there 20 years.
Oh my goodness.
And then I retired.
You've always worked.
I have.
And you still working,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Yeah.
I figured.
Well, I was driving cars, but I quit it, so
Yeah.
I'm staying at home now.
So during your early years and after high school, you say you finished school in Florence.
Yeah.
All right.
But,
Now, did you have to drive down there to do that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good deal.
So,
What was your vehicle like? What kind of car did you have back then?
you know, I was with Norman at that time. I was going down there, and he had a Chevrolet pickup truck.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I had, but he had, and he'd carry me down there and stay down there with me. And,
Yeah.
you know, he worked at the fire department for, Lord, I don't know how many years, and that's where I met him at a fire.
Okay. Well, good deal. Well, I want to back up too. I want to talk about you've got children of your own.
Uh-huh.
Well, tell me about your children one by one.
Okay, Tommy, he passed away 2 years ago.
Yes.
He was 61. And then Crystal, she's the travel lady.
The travel lady is Crystal.
Yeah.
Crystal Carter, for
Yeah.
those of you that don't know.
Yeah.
And of course,
then Ty, he works down there at the city.
Ty McDowell.
Uh-huh. And then I got Tracy, and he lives in Hendersonville, and he's been in the military. He's got a few more, 3 or 4 more years, and he went in 88.
In 88.
Was it 88? 80 when he graduated out of high school. 80.
Yeah. And you got kids, grandkids.
Oh yeah, I got 3 grandkids,
Yeah.
and I got 6 great grandkids. 3 girls and 3 boys.
Great grandkids.
Yeah.
I seen some of them when I got my hair cut the other day.
Yeah, there's something, ain't they?
Oh man, they're all over that yard. They were everywhere.
Yeah, they had their toys.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody run over my little Yorkie and killed it.
I remember you telling me about that.
Oh,
And I know
Lord,
it
I
made you
ain't
so
never
sad.
had nothing hurt me so bad. I like to never got over it. I wouldn't have when I did if Ty and Tara hadn't given me one.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they did.
Yeah, they
found
gave
you
me one, and that dog, he thinks as much of me as Toto did.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, you mentioned Norman,
Yeah,
and I know you guys. How long were y'all together?
42 years
42 years.
Mm-hmm.
Norman Simbeck. A lot of folks will know him, remember him
at the fire department. Yeah,
at the fire department, and
he worked at Jack's
yeah.
when they was here the first
I
time.
don't think I remember. I mean, I wouldn't remember
Yeah.
that.
I don't know how long I was here. That's where he was working when we got married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good deal for you. So you met at a fire. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it was right there, where the old bus station used to be. They had a fire back there at one of them buildings, and our office was on one side, and that one was on the other. And it was the other one that got on fire. Well, they had my vehicle blocked in,
Yeah.
so I couldn't get out when I got off from work.
Now, where were you working? You said you're off. Where were you working?
It was Elk and Duck.
Elk and Duck. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the.
That's old. I don't think it goes by Elk and Duck anymore.
No, I have no idea. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, you remember Reba Williams?
Yeah.
Oh, she was kind of over it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, good deal.
yeah.
So the fire came.
The fire came, and whenever I got ready to go home, they had me blocked in. Well, one
What
of the fire,
What were y'all doing during the fire?
I just sat there in my car.
Well, was it a big fire? I
No,
mean,
it wasn't a
okay.
big fire.
Okay.
No.
So it was all right. Well,
Yeah.
I was thinking there might be this big building ablaze.
I think it was a paint store, wasn't it, that was there?
Oh Lord, I
I
don't.
think that's what it was.
How long? What year was this? I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
You know?
It's before I went to work at Dura. And I went to work at Dura in 82, 83.
Okay.
So it was just before that.
then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so you met Norman there
Yeah.
at the fire.
Yeah. Sure did.
Well, tell me about that. I mean, how did that go down?
I don't know. I said, we finally got together, and
Yeah.
because another guy was trying to talk to him, and he told him, said, you just get away from her. She's mine.
Really?
And we had, I never talked to him till then.
Well, how about
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Now, Norman, of course, with the fire, but you know what I remember him for is he did a lot of cooking for events and
Oh,
things.
I know it.
Yeah,
I miss that cooking, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, he did a lot of that.
He cooked a lot for the rabbit shows. He was a rabbit judge for years and years and years.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that,
Yeah.
you know, as well. But I remember him cooking for all kinds
Oh,
of
he
events.
did.
Him and Hewlett would work together
Yeah.
some,
Yeah.
and Hewlett Smith.
They always cooked when he was in the National Guard. He
National
would
Guard.
cook up there for
Now,
them.
was he in the National Guard too? He was.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, he was very well thought of, and a
Yeah.
lot of people knew him.
Yeah.
All that. And now, when did y'all go down and buy the farm where you are now? You lived out on Prosser Road
yeah.
a ways.
I was trying to think when we got it because we had it 8 years before we ever even moved out there.
Oh, okay. Well, where were you moving? Where did y'all live to start with?
On there in town. Can't even think of the name of the street now.
Yeah.
But
And you went to work at Dura
yeah,
at some point.
yeah.
Well, what was life like working at Dura?
It was good. I've done the same thing the whole 20 years I was up there.
What did you do?
Clean windows.
Clean windows. Mm-hmm. Well, you ought to know how to clean a window.
Yeah. I did. I know how to put them together and how to clean them. So
Yeah.
I worked on the same line the whole time I was there.
Did you know John Kelly over there?
Now,
He was over there, I believe. You know, from the Kellys.
yeah,
John was in there for many, many years. He
Yeah.
retired out of there.
but I was working in the back part, and I
Okay.
didn't know a lot of people.
You didn't? Dennis Tipper worked over there, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He probably caused a lot of trouble.
He might have.
Did you have to work night shift or?
I was always on day shift.
Really? Okay.
Sometimes I'd have to go in at 2 o'clock in the morning, but
Yeah.
I always worked, and I'd work 10, 12 hours a day. But,
Wow.
yeah, but I was always on day shift.
Yeah. So you lived in town and worked at Dura, and did he stay with the fire department during these years? Mm-hmm. And then did the cooking and stuff. When
Yeah.
did y'all get involved with the rabbits?
That's what he was doing when I met him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he was already.
I don't know how long he was in there before I ever met him. He lived on Old Florence Road,
Okay.
and he had rabbits
So
down
he had
there.
rabbits and
Yeah.
rabbit cages down there.
yeah.
Interesting. So there's a whole world of rabbits. I don't.
Oh, I know it. We
Yeah.
had every kind, and we'd go everywhere to rabbit shows.
Did there? And I'm asking you this because many years ago, there was a dog that I had found that I wanted, and I'd made contact with these people, and I met them in, I believe, Bowling Green, Kentucky, and there was a huge rabbit show there. I believe it's in Bowling Green. Are you familiar with the
Oh,
big?
yeah, we went all over Kentucky to shows.
Yeah, well, they
Yeah.
were going to be at this rabbit show, and that's where we decided to meet. So I met them there to get this puppy, and I remember we went into the rabbit show, and I have never seen as many rabbits in my this huge building, full of all kinds, and there were some there big as dogs.
Oh, I know it. Our president of the Rabbit Club, he's got big old rabbits.
Now, what do you call them?
They're not checkered. Now, checkered giants is a big rabbit.
Okay.
But he's got Flemish giants,
Flemish
and
giants.
they are whoppers.
They are.
Yeah.
They're huge.
Yeah.
So are they just for show? I mean, what?
Yeah. We a lot of them raise them and sell them whenever they get big enough to make fryers.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, those big rabbits, they're big as kangaroos.
I know. They're bigger than my dogs I got at home.
They're
Yeah.
big boy things. But now there's and people raise rabbits for meat rabbits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I guess y'all did some of that.
We had Californians. That was a good meat rabbit.
Yeah.
Satins was a good meat rabbit.
Yeah.
And
Is there still a market for that quite a bit, or?
I don't know, since Norma passed away, I very seldom ever go to any shows. Now, we had one up here at the Catholic gym the 13th of April, and boy, it was full of rabbits.
Yeah.
I tried to pass the word around so
Yeah,
that
I remember
people,
you telling me about it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm. How many people you think locally here are rabbit raisers?
Well, there's not that many right now, but there was a whole bunch of them. But now nearly everybody that come was from either Arkansas, Kentucky, Alabama, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Wasn't but very few from Tennessee.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. I remember when I was growing up at the fair, they had the rabbit barn.
Oh yeah, we still do.
Yeah, but the old rabbit barn's
Oh, I
not
know
there.
it. That's where we started.
Yeah, the old rabbit barn's not there, but I know y'all still have a rabbit show during the
Yeah.
fair, all
Yeah.
that stuff. But
Yeah.
I remember as a kid walking through looking at those rabbits.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Well, so what was kind of your favorite part of that? And I'm talking about that because that was a big part of y'all's lives.
I know it. I was the secretary, I guess, close to 42 years,
Really?
and done all the paperwork because you'd have to put every rabbit in individually.
Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah. If it was a senior, you had to put it down as a senior, like juniors.
Yeah.
Different. So you had a lot of work to do. So then, after everybody got a computer, it wasn't as bad.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
but I gave it up, and so two women over in McMinnville's got it now.
Oh, okay.
One of them's a secretary, and one of them's a treasurer. And we always had big checking account.
Yep. Yep. I remember you did a few rabbit stews in your time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, fried rabbit. I love fried rabbit.
Now you know what? I don't think I've had fried rabbit since I was a kid. Now we used to hunt rabbit,
Yeah.
and I don't think I've had fried rabbit or fried squirrel for that matter since I was a kid.
Yeah.
But we used to do it when I was a kid some.
Now, these rabbits that we raise, there's all white meat. Tastes just like chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, how about that?
yeah.
Can you still get that locally here that
Oh,
you know
yeah.
of? Who would we want to contact if we wanted to do that?
Melissa, I was trying to think of her last name. She lives in that great big old house there in front of the high school.
Oh, okay.
Now she sold a bunch here a while back.
Oh, okay.
Fryers. So she's gonna fix me 2 or 3 fryers.
How about that? Well,
Yeah.
when you fry them, can I come eat?
Yes, sir.
Listen,
you
that's
sure
got
can.
because I wouldn't know how to start to
Yeah.
clean and fry rabbit.
I don't know how to cut them up to make them, look right, but she can.
Yeah.
And she's, I think Polly and Nadine Brazier was their grandparent, was
Oh, okay.
her husband's grandparent.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a red.
Yeah. Josh.
Yeah, Josh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they doing rabbits.
Yeah.
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
Well, I know those folks. But
Yeah.
they're-
Well, go
but I
buy
still
it.
but I still want some fried rabbit from you. I
Yeah.
think you'd know. I know you would know how to do that.
Yeah, but she's got 5 kids.
I know.
You have to go by there and see them.
Oh, I
and
know.
all them
I know them
kids-
well.
All them kids calls me grandma.
Yeah. Oh, bless them.
Yeah, but now I went over the other day. First time I went over there after my little dog got killed, and that's the first thing they said to me. Your little dog got killed,
Oh.
and
Oh.
they love to play with him. So
Well, they're sweet.
yeah, they are sweet kids.
Yeah. I didn't know they were in. I didn't know they did rabbit raising though.
Oh yeah,
about
she's
that?
got a regular little barn for chickens. She's got chickens, and
How about that?
yeah,
Well, how about that? Well, good for them. Good for them. Well, y'all had chickens too. Mm-hmm. You had rabbits and chickens.
yeah.
And you got cows.
We had cows. Yeah,
I did
So
all that stuff.
We done all that.
You
but
just told me you just killed a beef too, didn't you?
Yeah, and boy, he was a whopper. I give all the kids. I
Yeah.
split it up with them. And I kept a little bit. I didn't care about any of the steaks.
You know, we live in a world that for most of us, we go to the grocery store and get all that kind of stuff.
But you noticed how high it is
Oh,
now?
I know.
Even the eggs.
Oh, I know. But you and a lot of folks like you and have enjoyed
Yeah.
getting it right from the farm, and
Right.
and that's and I have too in my time, but mostly now it's all store stuff.
Yeah.
That's just because of the way our lives are.
Yeah.
But I do like being able to get some farm fresh stuff.
Yeah, I know
and,
you do.
and we live in an area here where that's readily available. But a lot of folks that live in bigger cities, Nashville, all that, they have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, my daughter-in-law that was living with me, she don't like beef like we like. She likes going by it at the store.
Yeah, well,
She said it tastes like cow.
tastes like cow.
Yeah.
Well, it is a cow.
Well, it's supposed to.
There is a difference in the taste.
Yeah, that's what she said.
There is. There's no doubt. And
Yeah.
we had we bought into a half a beef that my partner Guy Hester had killed, and gosh, those roasts were fantastic.
Oh, you ought to see my roast. They're the biggest things.
Oh my gosh, yeah, big old pot roast
Yeah.
or some beef short ribs or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there is a difference in the taste.
Yeah.
And you know what? My wife is a little bit like that. The taste to her is a little bit foreign.
I know it. That's
And
why.
because they're used to the store bought
Yeah.
stuff.
That's why my
And you wouldn't think it would be that way,
my
but it is.
daughter-in-law, I said, she's a picky eater. I said, you are a picky eater. But now she loves spinach, anything like that. But now, some of that, and she like fried potatoes.
Oh, who don't like fried potatoes?
But that was about she wouldn't eat green beans. She didn't like green beans.
Skillet fried potatoes. See,
Yeah.
you're killing me.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be on this diet.
And yeah, I heard that.
Hey, I'm doing okay, but not as well as I'd like
Yeah.
to be. It's very difficult sometimes.
Yeah, Buddy at the car lot, he takes some kind of pills.
I know, buddy.
And he's a losing weight.
He's
but
done good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's done good. I think he got him from David Gallagher.
Yeah, I know.
David's lost a lot.
I know exactly what you're talking about. A lot of people had good success with those
Yeah.
drops. They're talking about
Yeah.
the drops.
Yeah.
But it all still boils down to eating right.
Leave your potatoes alone.
Yeah. Fried potatoes now. You
I
kill
know it. And
that-
bread.
Oh yeah. And that's fairly easy for me. I can lay off the potatoes and the bread.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of thing. I just have trouble with the amount. I want to eat a lot.
Yeah. I don't eat sweets, so I don't care for sweets.
You don't eat sweets. My sweetie, my little sweetheart, my wife, she is a sweetaholic. She loves sugar.
Well, that's why my daughter-in-law was.
Yeah.
She'd put about 3 big old spoonsful of sugar in her cup of coffee, and I
Yeah.
said, good Lord.
Yeah, Teresa will eat her dessert with her meal.
She does too. She
Yeah.
lot of sweets she'd eat with it, and then she'd be sitting there watching TV that night. And she'd eat a great big old bowl of ice cream.
Well, I can do that. I've got to where I like popcorn too, though. I have to be careful with that. Eat too much popcorn. But I'm an expert popcorn popper. I'll tell you that.
Do you ever get that bags of just popcorn puffs that they don't have no hull or nothing in them? Do you ever
No,
get that?
no, I
Now
don't.
that's what I like.
You like those? Mm-hmm.
You get the butter kind or the cheese kind,
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. All right.
and I like the butter kind.
Well, you are a cook yourself.
Yeah.
I know you are, but not only cook, but you and Norman, y'all did a lot of canning.
Oh, yes, honey, I don't even have to can nothing this year unless I want to.
Y'all did a lot of canning
Yes.
and jellies and jams of all kinds. He was always
You wouldn't
experimental.
believe my barn out there.
Well, I would believe it. I've kind of got a glimpse of it once or twice years ago.
Yeah.
But what you got in there?
All kinds of canned goods, all kinds of jellies. Oh, my Lord, you wouldn't believe.
Yeah. Yeah. How long will they keep jellies?
I don't know, but as long as they're sealed up, I would think they'd still be all right.
They'll be okay? Yeah, you'd think so.
Yeah.
What's some of the most unusual jams and jellies y'all made? I know y'all made about just about everything.
Hey, I heard y'all talk about dandelions.
Yeah?
Made dandelion jelly.
You made dandelion jelly. Well, how do you do that?
I don't know. He done it, and I don't know.
Really? Dandelion, what does it look? Is Is it
It'll
got
be
little
cut-
pieces of dandelion
No.
in it?
No.
No. But he's crushed it up, I
Yeah.
guess.
And then he would always cook it, and you had, like in the juice, that's what he used.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Dandelion jelly. I've heard of people eating dandelions.
You were, that normally was something else when it come to cooking and
Oh, yeah.
making jellies. Now, I always canned the green beans and
Yeah.
peas and stuff like that, but he done the jellies.
Done the jellies. Yeah, I remember them talking about that, you talking
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Of course, Ty has been my buddy for a long time.
Yeah.
Your son Ty, and Tara, she cuts my hair.
Yeah.
And I'll give her a plug out there. If now don't look at my head and take an example. She's doing the best she can with what she's got to work with on my
Yeah.
head. You know, I don't have enough to work with, but Tara can take care of your hair. And Ty, been a good buddy of mine. We were neighbors. He was backdoor neighbor to us when we
Yeah,
lived out on Prosser Road.
Yeah.
We went to church together for a while.
Yeah.
And now you're going to church with me. Have you been there since before I was? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
They was over in the third building over.
yeah,
was the gym.
yeah, yeah. So we've been buds a long time.
Yeah.
Been buds a long time.
And I went to church, a lot of things they had going on at Greenwood Church. I'd been over there several times. They had some good little Christmas programs.
You talking about Greenwood Methodist? Yeah. Well, I pass by there every day
Yeah.
because I live on Greenwood. So yeah, that's a great little community out there.
Yeah, it is.
And
Yeah.
I've been to one of their services years ago. I think I spoke there as a Gideon years ago at Greenwood Methodist there.
Well, you know, your neighbor, just before you get to that church, she passed away.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know about him, but I remember her.
Yeah. She had the soul. What was her name, hon? Had the
She had that dress place up there where you could buy wedding dresses and all that. There where that steakhouse is at.
yeah.
Right
Her name escapes me, but that happens to me nowadays,
now.
and I know it. Should know it just like the back of
Yeah.
my hand.
Yeah.
But she had the wedding dresses for years. Yeah,
Yeah.
she lived up there on the hill before you get to my
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
Sweet lady.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, they were great
Yeah.
folks. Great folks. A lot of good folks around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know who lives over where the Drydens lived before you get to your place back over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who lives there now, but I've chopped many rows of cotton in that field.
So you really.
Yeah.
Yeah. How old were you when you lived out in that area?
We moved out there in 1950.
In 1950.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know what? Somebody may want to talk to you or us, and I think I know who this is. Hey, good morning. How are you?
Hey, I'm fine. I think the name that she's trying to think of is either Orton or Martin.
Martin.
Martin. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was
Saber.
Saber.
Yeah,
Saber
yeah.
Martin.
Sorry, old girl.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love
you know
you.
me.
Yeah. Yeah.
We went to school down at Cruztown. You
Oh,
didn't mention
Lord,
that.
that's been a few years, hasn't
That's
it?
been a few years ago.
Yeah.
I just had my 90th birthday the
Oh,
other
my.
month.
Well, I'm 83.
Well, come on and see me sometime,
I
okay?
will. I will.
Get back to your program. I love you.
I love you too.
Hey,
honey.
Miss Annie, I need to have you down this show as
Oh,
well.
no, you don't need to have me.
Yeah, we're gonna drag you down here sooner or later.
Well, you'll have to drag me.
Uh.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Oh, bless her. I like hearing from her. She's
Well, it's
up in Henryville.
okay.
Yeah.
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 And
Davis.
David, she's a
Miss Annie.
sweetheart.
Yes, she
Yeah.
is. She
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
is. Very good. Well, see, you got lots of buddies around the community.
Oh, I do. I have a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sure do. You got lots
Yeah.
of activities.
Yeah.
And of course, you got kids and grandkids to take care of and
Well,
watch after. Now, now we mentioned Crystal Carter. A lot of you know Crystal. And Steve Carter.
Yeah.
Was with the fire department
Yeah.
for years
Oh,
and
yeah.
years and years.
Now his son is doing it.
Now his son's doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all got kind of a family tradition in the fire department
Yeah,
there, don't
sure
you?
do.
Yeah, and of course Ty works for the city as well.
Yeah.
Helps maintain things around here.
Yeah.
All that stuff. So very well connected, I
Yeah.
guess I should say. Part of the community.
Yeah. Joshua is at Brentwood now.
Yeah. So what's he doing?
He works. He's at the fire department. He
Oh,
works,
yeah.
works 2 days and he's off 4.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
2 days, 2 days and off for. They're on like 24-hour shifts too
Yeah,
when they do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's something.
He loves it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Well, I guess that kind of thing kind of runs in the family and gets in the
Yeah,
blood, and
yeah.
it's what you do.
Yeah, he keeps my yard mowed.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, as soon as he moved down here, he come out there. He said, "I'm mowing your yard, and you're not paying nobody to do it."
You reckon he'd do mine too?
He probably would.
Actually, I've got that figured out. I got Daniel doing mine now.
Hey, that boy has growed.
Well, he has. He
Yes.
has. Yes, he has.
Ain't going to starts to high school.
Well, he's 13.
13,
He's
yeah.
13. And May's driving now.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'm telling
She
you.
drove me around last night, and we went to the car wash. Yeah, it's the first time she drove through the car wash.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal.
Yeah.
But so anyway.
Yeah, I remember when y'all first got them, the little old bitty things.
Oh, that was a wonderful time. Still is.
Oh, yeah. You don't never forget it, do you?
Still is. Wonderful time.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I remember you being a part of that because we were out at church out there
Yeah.
when they became a part of us.
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. Well, of course, I'll mention Crystal. Now, Crystal's your only girl, right?
Her only girl, and she was born on
She's
Christmas.
a spoiled lady, too, I bet.
I know she is. She was born on Christmas morning.
Yeah.
Can you? She was 60.
She's how old?
60. I knew you was going to do that.
Anyway, well, we've always thought the world of you and all your family, really. They've been great friends with us.
Yeah.
And just enjoyed always knowing you. And, I'd like to have known Norm a little better than I did. I knew him.
Yeah, we had y'all out there one time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember
Yeah.
we had out there, what did we have? Was it ice cream?
Something, I can't remember
Y'all had an
what
ice
it was.
cream supper or
we
something?
had y'all out there.
Y'all were turning ice cream, and we
Yeah.
went out there and sat around under the trees for a
Yeah.
little while.
You know, I ain't got but one tree now.
Really?
I've had them all cut down. Well, I got a small one in the backyard.
Y'all always had gardens?
Yeah.
And that was the one and only time Norman took me back to his rabbit barns back through there.
Oh, I know.
And
Yeah.
got to see all the rabbit cages and all the rabbits back through there.
Yeah.
I remember that. Sure
Yeah.
do. Sure
That's
do.
where he spent all of his time. And after he passed away, it'd be dark when he'd come to the house sometime.
Yeah.
And I could still hear him coming in that back door.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that?
I like to never got over that,
I'm
because I
sure.
was still hearing him coming in.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's been a part of your life for so long.
yeah.
Just
40
a part of you.
yep.
Yeah.
Now, we had a rabbit barn over there in town when we lived in town.
Where'd y'all live in town? You told me.
I was trying to think what the name of our street that we lived on. I can't think of the name of it now.
Yeah.
Hey, when you get old, you can't remember everything.
Well, you're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. What do you keep yourself busy doing these days?
I work in my puzzle books. I get out there and pull the weeds out of my flower bed. I ain't
Yeah.
got but one flower bed, so
Yeah.
it keeps me busy pulling the weeds out of that. I got to do that today before it rains.
Well,
If
do
it
you
rains-
need a job?
No, not really.
Not really.
I
just-
quit my job. See, I used to go and pick up cars for Williams Auto.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
started out with Ford and then went
I remember you doing that.
Yeah,
You
that
go pick
other
up
one,
some cars
yeah.
and do a lot of driving, didn't you?
yeah, as soon as I quit Europe, that's what I done.
You know, when we lived out on Prosser Road, you lived out beyond us.
Yeah.
And we'd see you come by a lot in that little red truck,
Yeah,
and we'd say, "There goes Miss Sarah,
yeah,
just a flying."
they still say that.
They still say
Yeah,
that.
they still say that, yeah. But when Norman passed away, I sold his truck. I sold my red truck, and I had a car, and I sold it. So and then now I've got the little Nissan.
Yeah. Well, good for you. You know, I have a memory of you telling a story a little bit. I think it was Steve. Here we go. Crystal's going to help you. She just
Oh man,
Crystal's listening. She's listening. Said we lived on was it Coke Street? Cock Street.
Cock Street.
Cock,
Yeah.
Cocké.
Yeah.
Cocké. Cock Street in
Yeah.
town. Now, where's Cock Street?
It's just off Old Florence Road.
Off of Old Florence. Back.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know
All
where
right.
that?
Yeah, okay. I know
Yeah.
exactly where you're
Now
talking
you
about.
know
Yeah.
where it's at.
Yeah. I told my daughter the other day, I've been selling real estate for so long. I know all the little pig trails
Oh, yeah.
through town and through the county, but sometimes I don't remember the names of the road. I just know where they are,
Yeah.
you know.
That's the way I am.
Anyway, so you lived on Cock Street,
Yeah.
and that's south of the square
Yeah.
down there, off of the old Florence Highway.
Yeah.
Back through there. Okay, I
Yeah.
know exactly where it
Yeah.
is. I remember, in fact,
Spout Spring.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good deal. Well, good deal. I was asking you something. Oh, you telling us one time, y'all were cutting hay, or the boys were, for many years. I know Ty would work the hay field.
yeah.
Y'all would cut hay, bale hay.
They
Ty
cut
did
hay up at your place too,
cut hay a
didn't they?
time or two at my place. But I remember you telling that somehow or another Steve Carter, Steve Carter lost the baler somehow. Come off its. What the heck happened?
I don't know. I never did find out.
Yeah, it just come off.
Yeah.
Well, and then one of them caught on fire.
Yeah. Now Norman was baling hay with that,
Yeah.
and he hit a rock. The sparks set it on fire.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
They get that old hot dry summer when you're
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
Some of that equipment, it burned it plumb up, didn't it?
Just practically, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yep. He
Anyway,
had to buy a new one.
had to get another one.
And Ty's still using it where it was.
Yeah.
I don't think he
Is
may
he
not even have it anymore. He may have done sold it.
Yeah, I don't know if he's doing much hay anymore.
No.
He used to
Yeah,
quite a bit.
but he don't anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's got.
He likes driving that tractor.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
By the way, if you'd like to talk to Sarah, I got about 10 minutes left. If you'd like to talk to Miss Sarah or make any comments or times that y'all shared together, we open the lines up 766-9393, and maybe you have a memory to share with Miss Sarah there for rabbit shows. This, that, and the other. They still do it at the fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you still go?
Oh yeah, I'll go up there and stay for a while, but
Yeah.
I don't do anything. I used to cook
Oh yeah.
and have a meal and let all the rabbit people eat that wanted to eat, give a donation, but
Yeah.
But after I got rid of it, they didn't want to do it.
Didn't want to do it no more?
Yeah.
That you did that for many, many years. Yeah.
Yeah,
How
sure
about that?
did.
Now, what's the farthest y'all ever been away to, like the rabbit shows?
Lord, we've been to Florida. I was trying to think of one out west. I can't remember the farthest we went out west,
Yeah.
but everywhere around. Kentucky,
Really?
yeah.
Y'all went all over.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Well, I got a report. Steve said the pin on the tow bar came out, and the baler rolled across the 4-lane out there below where I used to live. That's out on the bypass, as
Yeah.
I call it, the new 64. So he rolled that thing plumb across there all by itself.
Oh my goodness.
So there goes the baler.
Yeah.
Nobody was hurt, I guess.
No,
That's good.
But Steve enjoyed helping do a lot of that too
Yeah.
when he had some time.
Yeah, yeah. He ain't got time to do nothing but drive buses.
Drive
these days.
buses
That's
now.
right. Well,
Yeah.
good for him.
Yeah.
And if he ain't driving for somebody else, Crystal's got him going somewhere.
Yeah,
Well,
they
she
went.
is the travel lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He-
Isn't that neat?
He was carrying kids to the zoo and to the fish aquariums and stuff last week. And then Friday and Saturday, Crystal had a mystery trip that he had to go on.
Now, have you
So
been on any of these trips with him?
I was going on their mystery trip when they had it on one day at a time. But
Yeah.
I didn't go this time because they had 2 days.
They went up. Now, I'm trying to remember. Did you go to Alaska with them?
No, I didn't go, but me and Crystal went up there in 1990.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember, I think.
Yeah, Tracy was stationed up there. We
Okay.
went up there and stayed a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good deal.
But yeah, they had a trip. She had a trip up there. Now they've got another big trip, 12-day trip. I think it comes up in June.
Yeah.
I said, Lord,
That's a
I couldn't
12-day
do
trip.
12 days.
How about that?
I couldn't do that.
Can't stay away from home that long.
No, sir, I got to stay with my dogs in my bed.
I do like getting home. I love taking a trip.
Yeah.
But there's always something great about getting home, getting in your own shower, getting your own bed.
Yeah.
There's something great about that. Yeah.
And yeah, I enjoyed that trip with the church the other day to
Yeah,
Lovelace.
y'all went to Loveless Cafe up there, didn't
Yeah,
you?
I enjoyed that.
Well, that was a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
bet. Yeah. What'd you have when you got up there?
Chicken breast.
I've been up there twice in the last 6-8 months, I guess, and both times it was delicious, very good.
Yeah, that makes twice that I've been to it.
Yeah.
But they cooked the chicken a little bit too hard.
Too much?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm serious about this rabbit cooking now. When you going to have some fried rabbit?
Well, soon as Melissa gives me some, I got to go over and see her. As soon as she gives me, I may have.
Now, what all do you have with fried rabbit?
You just cook it like fried, just like you would chicken or whatever kind of vegetables you want with it.
Okay, so it's not anything special. I mean,
No.
you don't do biscuits and gravy or
Yeah, we'll
something like
fix
that.
that,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, yeah,
Yeah,
that would be good. I'm just making some suggestions.
yeah. I'll holler at you, and I'll fix you some white beans.
Oh my gosh. Well, listen, that would be a whole show in itself, right
Wouldn't
there.
it?
We need to
Yeah.
have. I'll see if I can get Keith Durham involved in that
Oh,
too.
that would be, boy, wouldn't that be wonderful?
Well, you know what we should do, and I'll help do it. Is we need to have a meal, a cooked rabbit meal here in the studio.
Yeah,
We got a stove and everything in here.
I seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could we hire you to fix us a dinner one time in here?
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
you don't have to
So you-
hire me. I'd just love to
Well,
do it. Give
you-
me something to do.
Well, you need a job.
Yeah. Hey, we used to fix rabbit nuggets.
Rabbit nuggets.
Yeah. I used to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning when I was working at Dura, and I'd fry up a great big old thing of rabbit, fix some biscuits, take them up there, and I wouldn't let nobody eat any of them till 9 o'clock when
Oh,
we
really?
had a break.
Yeah.
And they come from all over that plant, and they still tell me about my rabbit.
Well, did they did they all knew it was rabbit?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought maybe you might have fooled
Now
them.
some of the women, they wouldn't eat it because
Really?
it was rabbit,
Yeah.
but they didn't know what there's missing.
No, I know they didn't. Yeah,
But now all of them guys, man, they go wild over it.
I'm sure.
They did, and they still bringing it up to me about me bringing that rabbit up there.
Well, I'm just saying, Miss Sarah, we might could start a business. You know what you could do if we get this going right? We talked to Keith Durham. We could have rabbit and biscuit in the Quick Mart stores.
Boy, wouldn't that be something? Yeah.
Stop and get your rabbit and biscuit.
I didn't know what he was doing now. I remember he did tell us he was at the Quick Mart store.
Yeah, he's a project manager now for the
Yeah.
stores and
Yeah.
Doing a good job, having fun with it
He's
too.
he's a good guy.
Well, don't tell him.
I think him and my youngest son's the same age.
Yeah, but don't tell him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't he?
Yeah, don't tell him he's a good guy.
No, don't tell him. Well, Miss Sarah, I'm so thrilled. And listen, I want to mention again that you brought me this shirt.
Well,
You brought me this WDXE shirt.
that'll be. Well, you can tell
It has
it's never-
Ronnie and Elrod.
Yeah.
Of course, Ronnie Allen and Elrod were both such a
You can
tremendous
tell it's
part.
old because it's kind of yellow looking. It's been in Chester drawer for ever since I carried it home.
Yeah. Yeah, got the
Yeah.
old logo on there. So
Yeah.
that's pretty neat.
I thought a lot of old Elrod and his boy. He
Yeah.
used to work for us, and I'd have to carry him home. And Lord, that was the longest road going down to their
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
I said, I can't believe they live when it had a beautiful home down there. I don't know if she still lives there or not.
Who's this now?
Elrod's.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, I wanted to ask. Crystal sent me. Y'all supplied rabbit to cruise ships. They supplied rabbit to cruise ships for a while. Who did that?
I don't know who.
I don't know
done
if she's
that.
talking about maybe she just meant that they have rabbit on cruise ships.
Yeah. I hadn't
You
been
know,
on.
a lot of people.
I ain't been on none of their cruise ships. I don't.
There's a lot of. I guess there's a lot of places where rabbit is a lot more readily available and eaten than it is
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
You know, but a lot of people eat it here. That's no doubt.
Yeah. But whenever I fix that, I'll get me a couple of rabbits from Melissa, and I'll cut the meat all off and cut it up in little chunks and fry it that way. It's so good.
I bet it is. All right. Well,
That way they won't have no bone in it.
well, once we get through this weight loss contest that we're doing, at the end of this weight loss contest, we'll celebrate by having a meal with you.
Okay, that
I'm going to see
works.
if I can make that arrangement.
Okay. Well, I know you can.
Well, I can.
Yeah. Okay.
We're going to.
Yeah.
We're going to. Well, we just got a minute or so left, and Miss Sarah, I want to tell you how much I appreciate
I've
you coming
enjoyed this. I really
Well, you
have.
know I love you.
Yeah, I know you too.
Yeah, you've been such a good
Yeah.
friend for so long.
Yeah.
Teresa and I love you and your family, all your
Yeah.
family.
I like to hear you call your wife the sweetie.
Yes, sweetie.
Yeah,
Little sweetie. She is my sweetie.
Yeah.
Whether she likes it or not.
How old is the girl?
May
Yeah.
will be 16 in August.
Is she working anywhere?
Well, she wants to so bad. She's looking for a place to work.
Donald Meisman, them's granddaughter won that $5,000 up there the other day.
Really?
But they had that.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I didn't know about it, but she won $5,000 in the high school in Summertown. They
Oh.
done the same thing in the
Okay.
Loretta.
Talking about
And she got-
scholarships?
Yeah.
Okay, scholarships.
Oh,
Yeah.
she showed the check. She got a check.
Well,
and
how
she-
about that?
Yeah.
Well, good for her.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
No, well, May, of course, we homeschool. And
Yeah.
so May does want to work this summer. Daniel does too, for that matter. I'm going to find him a little job to work at. So
That girl I was talking about winning that $5,000, she works up there at Marshall's.
yeah, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that May asks me every day, when can I go to work? Just about every day. Of course, they're finishing up with school right now, but
Yeah.
they're almost done.
Well, she might can get something like that,
Yeah,
and just during while school's out.
yeah. Well, we will.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Sarah, I'm gonna have to end it. Our hour's
Okay,
up.
I've enjoyed it. I thought, oh, what am I going to talk about? But I thought, Jeff will take care of it.
Well, you're easy to talk to.
Yeah.
You're easy to talk to and easy to love, and we appreciate you so much. You can come back and be with us
I
anytime.
will now that I know how to get in here.
Come back and be with us anytime.
Can you come in that back door back there?
Well, it's better to come in the
Better
other one.
come in,
Come
yeah.
in there because
Yeah.
early morning it's closed back
Yeah,
there.
they
But
wouldn't. It said ring the bell if there wasn't nobody there, and I rung the bell. But finally, that woman come up there and she says, "I'll show you how to get there." And I thought,
Okay.
Lord, I ain't never gonna get there.
they put us way back here in the back.
they
there.
did.
All right. Well, God bless you, hon. We got to
Yeah,
go.
you too. What? I
I'll see you
love
again soon. Okay. Bye bye.
National Institute of Technology. CIA Director William Burns has met with Israel's prime minister. He's also been in